Hello, this is Lisa Russick and Misty Lore with the podcast We're All Psychic. And today is our season 5 intro to season 5 episode. It's not just an intro, it is a full podcast with Misty, and we have a guest, and her name is Mocchaa. Mocchaa, would you like to say hello?
Hi guys, how are y'all?
They say they love you already.
We love Mocchaa. We Mocchaa.
I
We
feel
love Mocchaa.
So,
Thank
Misty, do
you.
you want to ask Mocchaa a question?
I do. Mocchaa,
Mhm.
do you think that we're all psychic?
Definitely think that we are gifted with psychic or intuitive gifts. It just all depends on when we are presented with that or when we're aware. So definitely to some ability, we are psychic. I do.
So, you listeners, and this is an audio podcast only. And I met Mocchaa through Instagram. I followed her Instagram account, and I just love her. Is it channeled messages you do? I don't know how you do your messages, but they're
Yeah,
they're
I do.
amazing. I mean, listeners, you should follow her, Mocchaa Tarot. What's the name of?
Yes. Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off, Lisa, but yeah, it's Mocchaa Tarot on Instagram and on YouTube and on Twitter, and it's MOCCHAA, and then followed by the word tarot.
So yeah, she just nails these channeled messages for me personally. I mean, I think you wrote one in particular when I was going through my divorce. I mean, that's how long I followed you. I'm pretty sure you've been on there for a while, right?
Yes.
And you had written, I think, in one of yours that somebody is sitting in a house that's literally falling down around them. And I was like, that's me. My house was literally falling down around me. And I think that's what caught
You
me. And I
nailed
started
it.
following you. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so I was really fascinated by that. So how did you get started in this kind of field? I mean, what opened up your psychic senses and got you going here?
I love that question because it's kind of like opening up Pandora's box for me.
Yeah.
I think my first encounter with just any kind of gift or psychic ability was maybe at the age of 4 or 5. And
Yeah.
my mom's grandmother, my great grandmother, had just passed away at that time. She was historical. Um, she's actually one of my closest ancestors. I'm being too transparent, but anywho, and she visited me.
Oh,
By the way, my great grandmother is Haitian and she's in Haiti. I've never landed foot on Haiti soil, so I never met her. So I remember she visited me, and I remember my mom was just sobbing, literally on the side of the bed. She was really close to her great grandmother, and
oh.
I was able to tell my mom what she wanted to say. I was able to describe to her what she looked like. I was able to recite memories that I would have not known because when I never met her in those memories and things, I never met her, and I wasn't alive to
Yeah.
recite things. So my mom pretty much did the whole you like ghost, like are you like deer in headlight look, and then it was like don't tell anyone this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep it a
Wow.
secret. Yeah.
Yeah, it was our secret, and she never abused my gift. She actually just was like silent about it. She didn't ask for any questions. It's kind of a common thing for Haitians to have some sort of gift, which is kind of circles back to your original question. Do you all think we're psychic? Yeah. Because in my culture with Haitians, people visit us often in dreams. Our dreams are messages that we rely on. And that
Wow.
our
I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah, because it's true. I love
So when this happened to you at 5 or 6, did you know it was unusual even at that age, or before your mother said don't tell anyone or keep it to yourself or anything? Did you kind of sense that other people didn't do this, or was it just natural? It just happened and it was
I,
nothing to question.
I think again it felt like Pandora's box because after that incident happened, I didn't feel like it was unnatural. I felt like it was great that I was able to do it to comfort someone because like at that age, if your mom cries, you cry. You don't need to know why. You're just gonna
Yes. You feel
Yeah.
that emotion.
it wasn't
Yeah.
about wow, this gift. It was more like, let's please calm my mother down type of thing. And after that, like the Pandora box, it was like, are the thoughts I'm thinking, am I the only one that has a conscience? Am I the only one that's hearing these thoughts? Or does everyone has a conscience? Like my voice is verbal, but these thoughts can say things opposite of what I'm saying. Is that normal? So I think around that age, I was young and just discovering this, like, okay, but is this normal? Like, I don't know.
Did
I
you
still
talk to
do that.
anybody? Yeah, yeah.
I still do that. Yeah.
We all do. I think I say, I mean, I can't imagine not questioning it still because I mean, our society alone, if I just went to look at office buildings today, possibly to get an office in town to start doing local readings. I do have a local clientele, but now they're kind of drifting away because I have nowhere to do my readings. So when I went to look at this office, I had to tell the leasing agent what I did for a living and why I'd be renting the office, and she was cool. And this is Decatur, Alabama, so I was really surprised because about 3 years ago, I looked for an office and they told me they will kick you out of Decatur, go to the most low key place where they can't find you. So now they're like, this is right on the main street, and it's just kind of a small town, Mocchaa. But I definitely questioned all this stuff when it was happening to me when I was younger. Did you talk to anybody about it? Did you say, do you like your best friend or anything like that? Did you ever bring it up?
Definitely my mom, just because it was between me and her. And I remember, thank God, back then, and I loved having cable. I didn't know that that was a luxury. I remember being a kid like, you don't have cable? But I remember watching the show where it was, I want to say the network was E or maybe TLC. It's probably TLC at that time. My mom loved Lifetime and TLC. But anyway,
Yes.
there was a show about psychics and how little kids had, or all different. And I was like, boom, in the flesh, tangible. It's right there.
Happened.
It's wide world news. Someone's recording this and they're putting it out there. So I remember telling my mom, look, mom's like, be quiet. So
No one else is in the room and she says TV might hear. Oh,
so
she's protecting you.
my point in that is that, yeah, I tried to talk to her, but there was no elaborating.
Nothing
So
in common there. Yeah.
yeah, at that point, it became a more intimate connection with whoever wanted to come through at that point, because it wasn't like, Mom, let me tell you. It was more like, be quiet before these people take you and put you in an asylum. Okay.
Yeah.
Because at that time, I was one of my mother's first child. She got pregnant with me in Haiti and then immediately came down to the US. It was already,
Oh, wow.
yeah. So
Okay.
it was, but that was already arranged. Like, it just happened that way, where her very first year here in America from Haiti, she got pregnant. So a lot of it was like, these people think we're crazy, no, throw us away,
Yeah. Yeah.
versus it was a culture shock. So yeah, maybe in her culture, it'd be open. We would all be sitting here eating bread and butter, talking about our dreams and trying to help each other interpret it. That would be normal in her culture. But in our culture, we are to hush it up, because
Yes.
these people are going to say what they're going to do to you, where they're going to
So
send you.
sad. Yeah.
So it was always dismissed. And it wasn't like, I don't believe you, because we had an understanding. It's just more like, it is what it is. We can't just sit here and talk about this, because I don't feel comfortable talking about it, so not like speaking for her. Like, I don't feel comfortable talking about it based on the environment and whatnot. So
Yeah, of course. I never thought about that, coming from another country,
Well,
being
yeah.
based here, and the United States, in our country, it just seems like the news, everybody watches the news outlets and media, and they just form their opinion. I don't know if they form opinions, really. Here we are doing a podcast. I shouldn't talk about media, but that way. But
Yeah.
there's only a limited amount of like media outlets on television, which most people will have by now. And you get on the internet and find any point of view, but a lot of people just feel safer, I think, if they feel like they know everything,
yeah.
or, if they have everything figured out, if they have a strong opinion about something, it's usually coming from somewhere else, not always, but most of the time. When I've talked to people in my life about being intuitive or psychic or working with energy, they've usually laughed, but as I got older, they took me more seriously. But when I was younger, they just laughed. It was
And you
weird.
know what? When you're a child, their gifts, in my point of view, is so potent. It's so strong and it's so undeniable. And I feel like when you are a child, and I'm sure a lot of others can relate, you have to make that decision on whether you're going to conform or you're going to believe.
Yeah.
So I feel like the kids that may appear rebellious are more aware. They're like, no, I saw what I saw, and
Mm-hmm.
I heard what I heard, and I felt what I felt, and I sensed what I sensed.
Yep.
So yeah.
And that's hard for
A lot for a
like say
child, but
for a child, yeah. I mean, to stand up against other children for one thing, but especially adults and say, no, I know this happened,
Right. You
yes,
can't tell me to shush it up. Yeah.
You're lucky your mother seemed, she understood and that
mhm.
she, even if she wouldn't communicate with you, but she didn't know about it, I guess, because she didn't have experiences, is what I'm guessing.
I'm no, it's not that she didn't know.
She was just afraid of the culture judging you. Yeah.
Judging her. Okay.
Yeah,
She
like
was protecting you. Okay.
yeah, she was protecting me because she couldn't protect me from an environment she wasn't adapted to.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of
Which
like growing
I
up.
don't blame her.
Yeah,
I can understand that completely.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't imagine coming here from another country, and trying to learn, all their different, religions and the way that they do things, and then you throw that in the mix of it, and that's just a disaster in
Yeah.
her eyes. It would be,
yeah,
So I can totally understand why she did that to protect you guys.
yeah. I'm sure she had 101 million reasons to, but
Mhm.
I'm sure it would have been more accepted and more open to talk about if I wasn't with
And
her.
if you were born now, it'd be different, I
Oh
think,
yeah,
you know?
and that kind of ties back to what I was saying about like when you're young and your gifts are like enhancing and you're becoming aware, just kind of like how I was in a moment of comforting my mom. I'm like, this happened. That's my earliest memory. And then you choose to rather confirm to whatever they're saying didn't happen, or you choose to believe. I think that's the best time to like write down, remember, whatever, because as life develops, you're an adult and your perception will change.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you're a kid, you're so naive. It's kind of like the Page of Cups to me. Like the Page of
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Cups is the most vulnerable, most unfiltered, most transparent energy because it's like I'm a child. I don't know better. I just want to tell you what I feel. It's what I just want to tell you what I sense. Like whenever a Page of Cups comes in, I'm like, someone's about to just express it and they don't give a fuck. So
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like when your innocence gets taken away from different experiences, you may look at the Page of Cup in a so completely different way. It's kind
Yeah.
of like a kid, like a 12-year-old learning tarot, and the Page of Cups is like finally telling their crush, I have the biggest crush on you. Versus, a 60-year-old who's like, oh, the Page of Cups is just living free, unapologetically telling people how you feel lovingly.
Yeah.
It's the same applies to your gift. So I just wish that I mean, of course, I wouldn't have known better. But if my mom would have been like, write this down, or, I wish, because if it was with my daughter, I'd be like, yeah, you need to start doing journaling.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever considered
Now.
doing like a not past life regression, but like a regression into your childhood to see if you can recover any of those memories
Oh,
with another psychic reader or something? I just popped into my head. Maybe it was something you could do. Find someone who's good at past life or not past life regression, but I assume past life regression type people could also do childhood regression, and maybe you could get some of those
that
memories back.
because I feel like I'm going through my Saturn return because I'm 31.
Oh, yeah.
It's like getting on a roller coaster and you're almost done, but then you hear the buckle unbuckle. Like, what are we doing here? This is supposed to be secure. Like, that's how
Mhm.
Saturn return feels to me. And like, it's all about faith. Like, your faith will lock the bucket back in and just learn the lesson, take the ass whipping. Or if you want to be scared, you're gonna fall and you're gonna get back on this ride again. I'm just so burnt out. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
Yeah.
so burnt out. It's like I'm so glad it's almost.
Yeah. You think.
You think, yeah.
Oh my gosh, listen, I was thinking to myself as I was learning about the Saturn return, I was like, so we're going to go through this again. Great, that's fine. I'm glad this is like the one of the more longer periods in between because God knows I probably might not survive. But, I'm going to be optimistic though. But my point is this, it's like, I really hope my patience and wisdom and all that we learn from Saturn does actually save us because my precious heart, like I can't imagine someone even older, going through a Saturn return. It's almost like, please spare these people.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, listeners, if you
I
don't
think
know
about
what
my
the
parents.
Saturn, I was going to say to the listeners, if you don't know what the Saturn return is in astrology, it's about every 29 years, Saturn comes back to the same place it was in the sky when you were born. And you go through hell. It's like Saturn comes to straighten you up, is what I've always heard of it. And when I was around 29, I quit working out in the world and started working from home. But it was a big transition, and by the end of it, I was divorced from my first husband and in a different state. So,
Wow,
a lot changed in
the
that period of
synchronicity in
time.
that is for me. I live in a different state. Um, I'm transitioning from corporate to entrepreneurship as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't even go, but it's relating. It really is. It's just the astrology that people need to get on.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
Misty, you've got to have some questions. I know you. You two hit it off
Yeah.
right away when we got on
Yeah.
Zoom. So,
Well, I want to know, does your daughter have anything going on as far as psychic abilities right now? Have you been able to work with her?
I love this question. First off, um, I'm just glad that I was able to just indulge in astrology because we have kids and this helps with
I
parenting.
bet it does.
Yep.
Yeah, so let's just shout out those parents out there that are doing the homework to figure out these crazy kids.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's give a shout out to them.
Astrology then put in compassion where there was Saturn there. Like I'm
Yeah.
really on Saturn. I'm really about to do some whooping ass.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the Empress and us mothers. Like, oh, let's
Yeah, the
kind of
Empress.
balance
Yeah. Oh, the
here,
Empress knows
right?
how to spank, or she can scare them into thinking they're going
Yes.
to be
Yes.
spanked, and that's worse.
Yes.
Yeah, but to answer your question, she definitely has dreams, and I was like, well, all right, this is giving me same experience with me and my mom as far as like, but it wasn't like an identical experience. It was more like, what do these dreams mean? They're reoccurring or stuff like that. And so long story short, I was like, it's time to go and look into my daughter's natal chart. I don't know why. I used to stall at it. I used to be like, oh, because I used to
Afraid.
anxiety. What am I
Yes.
going to deal with for the rest?
Yes. Yes.
But what was very interesting is that one of my favorite placements that is really, really the plug to my gift is having Jupiter in the 12th house. And she has Jupiter in the 12th house.
Wow.
And we are, girl, I got you.
That's
You be
just
crazy.
like we have
Yeah,
linked to the
crazy.
mind, telepathic communication before you even know what that is.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really great. My Saturn is in my 12th house, and I think
Ooh.
I want to say it's in Pisces. I'm thinking, yeah, it might be in.
And
Yeah,
it's in the
okay.
Pisces house.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? It's in. I know it's in the 12th house, and it's also in Pisces. So I thought that was kind of everything I've read about it. I don't know astrology really well. I'm trying to grab. I've been trying for 20 years to get some. Yeah, I've got a little bit going on with it. I understand some. I can read my natal chart and stuff, but I usually refer to other astrologers to see what they say about these placements or angles and stuff like that. And they're kind of similar, but it's hard to find an astrologer who or a book, written by an astrologer who isn't black and white. You are going to die if you have this placement, or you are going to be awful if you are going to be rich if you have, like they're the kind of there's no one that really gets to I guess it would be hard to write a book or have an app or something where you wouldn't separate everything and the person have to put it together, into pieces of what, that's the only way I've learned is from other people's interpretations. But
Right.
it's slow going.
Mhm. What I think that would help with the audience and this is coming from someone on the receiving end that goes on YouTube and watches other content is, and very few people do this, so they need to jump on this, including myself, if I ever put content from my perspective, is saying I am this from my perspective. Like there's this YouTube channel. I wish I could. I think it's Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon. I think that's what it's called. I hope it is because I like to give my sources out. But her whole thing about her channel is I am a Scorpio stellium and I'm coming from a Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon perspective. So yeah, I may narrow the audience a little bit, but it's definitely like a tunnel vision for people that need that kind of content. And it's so instead of people saying this is what an Aries moon is, okay, why don't you say this is an Aries moon based on my experience and we dated? Boom,
Yeah,
just
that
narrow
works.
it down because
That
it's
works.
starting to get a little messy with astrology. Not all Aries moons are violent. They may be passionate, but they're not violent. Maybe you're like check the aspects. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down.
Misty's an Aries moon, Aries sun, Aries moon. She is the
Ooh,
least violent person I've ever known in my
right?
life.
See,
She
come
may
on
she
now.
may talk rough, but she's just the sweetest. She's an angel. she's she's just the sweetest thing. She's a sweet little halo, Misty. I know you've got a halo. Oh,
Her
that face.
brothers are Aries moon people. So it's just I think I say all that to say I can understand how a beginner like I was, and I used to just like binge watch YouTube content and just be like, that's my natal chart. Do like Google, put it on YouTube and let's just figure me out real quick. And then go on. It did definitely help when people would be like, this is my experience with a Libra sun, Libra moon people. Instead of
Yes.
making it be like this is what all Libra Sun, Libra Moon people are. So that's
Right.
the
Yeah.
honor that from a consumer or someone on the receiving end that's watching content. Pointers for anyone out there.
Smart. That's really smart. So
It
you've
is.
also gathered points of view of people who've had the experiences with these particular placements in astrology. That's really good way to do it. I didn't even think about doing that. Thank you, Mocha. I'm going to now.
It's some content out there, or it's not even like experience. It could just be like my experience I'm a Scorpio moon, which also helps with my gifts as well. I feel
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
lot. But I feel like to like piggyback on my point that it would help to say, mainly my perspective. It's kind of like a disclaimer. This is coming from the perspective of a Scorpio moon. You know, maybe a Scorpio moon that
Oh, that's so smart.
appreciate a Libra.
Yeah.
Maybe a Scorpio moon that may not appreciate a Libra moon or Libra sun. And that's maybe why my opinion's biased, but that's why I'm coming to y'all letting you know this is what is coming from Scorpio moon. Subscribe to my channel,
Oh,
Mhm.
you should do it.
whatever.
You should totally do this if you haven't. You said you haven't already taken the step
Yeah, I
to
think I
introducing it
want to
this way.
do that.
I endorse it. I watch it.
Yeah, I would too. Definitely.
So, Mocha, do you have any? First, there's one other question I really want to ask you. Who was the first person other than your mother that you told this to, and how did they react?
It was a secret. Us Scorpio moons can keep secrets, especially all eighth house stuff. I'm just gonna that's something I feel like I'm telling on this, but this is a perfect example because I wouldn't even answer this question and we ever never went down this avenue had you not asked on a podcast. Okay. But Scorpio moon will reveal something here. I didn't tell no one that I was doing tarot for years.
Yeah, me too.
For years. Like it was my thing. I remember even my kids not knowing. I just remember I'd go to Books a Million, buy some
Oh
books,
yeah.
some tarot
For
decks, and
sure.
just
Yeah.
study and just watch videos and eat food and just it was my thing. It was fun.
That
Yep.
is so
So
cool. I love
it,
it. It was all yours, and
yeah,
you
it
got
was just
to.
all
You didn't have
me.
any like people telling you this and that. You got to choose what you put into your mind and into your soul and into your work.
Yeah.
Without like teachers and people telling you yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, do it this way, do it that way. So you develop. That's kind of how I did. I just developed it on my own. Whatever it is I do. But and I guess Mocha, I am just really glad we actually got this podcast to happen. And listeners, I've had a couple of readings from her, and I highly recommend her as a reader. She
Appreciate
is
it for the
very
shout.
you've made me feel better both times, and you gave me a lot of clarity. And I really do appreciate those readings, and I'm really glad you came on the podcast.
Thank
Me
you.
too.
Thank you.
And I'd also like to thank our sponsor, Everclear. Everclear is an advice app where you can get advice from psychics and empaths, so you can get the clarity you need to create the life you deserve. And lastly, Mocha, do you have any words for the listeners? Any encouragement? Anything you want to say?
Other than to check out my YouTube, my Twitter, my Instagram, check out the content. Let me know. Give me
I'll put it
feedback.
all in the description of the podcast. Yep.
Now that that's out the way, I really want to encourage people to not consume into tarot just because there's not enough awareness about abusing tarot. And I just feel like it's placed on my heart to bring that to you guys because a lot of times we don't take in consideration of where someone is coming from when it comes to what they're open to receive with tarot. A lot of times, even I pull cards on myself and I get mad or frustrated about something. And I just feel like for new people or even people like myself that's been doing this for years, for 2023, don't indulge and use it as a tool because that's what it's truly for.
Yes, don't think it is the law. You have to do that.
I think I told you, and I've told other clients, when it comes to tarot, it's about decoding a message that the guides are giving us, that God is giving us, or whoever you believe in. It's a code. We're just trying to figure it out together, what they're trying to say. So whenever I do a reading with anyone, I tell them, like, help me, help you, help me, help you. So,
Yes.
I'm calling your father. I'm like, if I'm saying, this is your dad, and you're like, actually, that's my boyfriend. That's great. We just figured this out even better.
Yes.
It's like the National Treasury movie. We're really trying to decode shit. Like, let's really figure this shit out.
That is so true. If more clients or people who are coming for readings would not test us right away, they'd get a lot more out of it. I think, instead of like, I want to know about my boyfriend. It was like, okay, how long have you been together? You're not supposed to ask that. They'll usually tell me, but it's like there's some people I know I can't really connect with right away, and most people I can though. But that is great advice. So the tarot is not, well, the gospel, to put it one way.
It's a tool. I think it's a great tool for shadow work, especially if you're big on journaling.
You are so right.
I used to voice memo my readings, and I used to put them on like I have Virgo in the second house, so I sound really nerdy, but I used to voice memo. I used to notepad. I used to write it down and shit. And I used to be like, wow, this reading that I did on myself actually happens 4 months later.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm bringing this up because I'm even considering like reamping my content because if my readings resonate the way that they do for me, I predict like my stuff resonates sometimes months later.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I think maybe doing pick a card on YouTube might help better because my readings are truly timeless. And I remember just even decoding my own readings and being like listening to my voice memos and being like, this didn't happen when I said for this specific month, okay? Like I said for that specific month. And you're telling me this happens like seasons later? What? Okay. It's kind of like that's how you learn your gift. Are you that prophetic? Are you like, can you like if you see stuff like it's decoding to me. And I think that be patient with it. If you hear something, it doesn't resonate, don't force it. You know what I'm saying? Because I've literally had clients call me or text me and they say, I really think that pretty much what I'm saying is, because I want to honor people's privacy, is that the discernment can be thrown off if you're forcing something. Like, what if your gut's saying, no, this is not my reading?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You're saying maybe it is. No, listen, you got to work with this in moderation. And I feel like people in the spiritual realm that especially monetizes off it, they kind of are hesitant to say, because they're like, no, I don't want to lose money. I don't want to lose clients or just when you're doing things with good intent, the money gonna always come. Okay.
That's true.
Right.
I don't need to be enabling someone's anxiety and depression and anger and violence and rage. Like, this is for shadow or clarity and for you to like smoke, like Six of Swords your ass on. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I like it. To the Seven of Swords, where you feel all the swords.
Can we speed on to the Ten of Swords? Like, can we?
Oh my gosh.
Death and transformation. When does the sun come out? But yeah, that's it. That's all I have.
Thank you so much, Mocchaa. You have been wonderful, and I know the listeners are going to love you. And Misty, again, thank you, and
Lisa.
listeners, we love you. Thank you so much as always, and thank you for coming to season 5. And 5 is the number of change, so things might.
5 is my life path number.
Ooh, that's my boyfriend's life path number. Mine's 11
Oh,
too, and Misty's is 33.
30.
30/3. So there's we did a numerology podcast too, so we went all over the place with that one. I think I'm going to name this one Pandora's Box though. Yeah. So lastly, thank you so much again, listeners, and we will catch you tomorrow because we have another podcast. Yeah.
But first, we have to thank our sponsor.
Oh, how could I forget to thank my sponsor? I did thank the sponsor.
Yeah, Everclear.
I did thank the sponsor.
Okay, I was just making sure.
We can thank them again, though. They're pretty rad.
Thank you, go ahead and thank them again.
Yeah. Everclear, we love you. It's also a website. And so everybody have a good night, day, morning, evening, wherever you may be. And peace out.
Out.
Bye.